Back at the lair. "Thank you for the rescue, but it doesn't make up for the fact that the car is missing, Kathy is hurt, and you're both being completely reckless. I almost lost you both. And now with that superhuman on the loose destroying buildings and such and—"
"Adam, could you hand me that wrench I dropped?"
Adam lifted the entire vehicle with one hand, grabbed the wrench, and then turned at the silence. Night Shadow stared, wild-eyed and bewildered. Adam smiled. Kathy, face bandaged some, also tried to hide a grin. I don't believe it." Adam set the car down slowly and carefully. Night Shadow walked forward slowly, as if seeing him for the first time, and as if he were someone he never even knew. "You're the Superman?" "Yes, but—"
"We just found out,"
Kathy added.
"How?" "The trap those gangs set. We were under the car and then, well, he just lifted the car."
"I still don't understand it all. But, here, let's recap and try." Night Shadow sat as his legs turned to jelly, bewildered even further after hearing the full story. "So, I was dreaming, and somehow it changed me, and I could do all of those amazing things. Your body responded to powerful and emotional mental suggestion."
"I'm starting to agree with Adam that it may have been his exposure to radioactive particles in Hrax's reactor, mixed with the ionized charge in the air, and or any electricity that hit him, altering the chemicals that poisoned his body that Hrax exposed him to that were used to create the suit."
Night Shadow looked at Adam. He shrugged in return. "You did notice I enjoyed my science as well. That you did." Night Shadow spoke slowly, still stunned and trying to take it all in.
"I don't think this can be replicated, however, as we have no idea how far this goes. The suit could have messed with Adam's DNA and left it in flux with its violent removal. The chemicals could have enhanced that. The radioactivity may have altered them further. And with the mind-body connection of the soul to the tissue, this may be what caused things to change in order to keep Adam alive, since he didn't want to die. But without any real observable data, I doubt this can ever be recreated."
"I'm some kind of first," Adam quoted a book. Kathy thought for a moment.
I wonder if it could be passed on to another generation."
Adam and Night Shadow froze. "Or if I can even have kids." "Well, you aren't even married yet, so that's far off, my boy." "Fair point," Adam admitted.
"We need to do some studies on you to make sure you aren't still dying. I need to see if your DNA is coming apart or if your body is still reverting to what it was before the alteration of your—"
"Chemistry?" Adam tried.
"I think that's accurate enough,"
Kathy stated, unsure. Night Shadow sat silent for a moment, then finally nodded and smiled to himself. "A hero with powers. Finally. After all this time. Amazing. And my own student to boot." Adam smiled and went back to work on the car they had wrecked. Now, if only he and his partner were a little more careful. Adam and Kathy exchanged slightly embarrassed glances. What was it that you two left the lair for anyway? They both froze.
"Well, Adam and I thought he was dying, and I had just shared some info with him and wanted to know if what I saw matched up. Anyway, he saw something in the info I gave him and said that we had to meet someone."
"Someone?" Night Shadow inquired with a very high eyebrow. "From the past," Adam finished. "Who?" "I'm sure they're long gone now. I failed to meet up with them. They probably think it was all a joke."
"Or a trap,"
Kathy added. "That too," Adam agreed. "But who is it?" Night Shadow wanted to know. "Actually, there may still be time." Adam walked away from the car and everything. "Now don't you go gallivanting off into the night again, my boy. You nearly died, and then didn't. And now you have powers, and we don't even know if you're radioactive anymore, and my goodness, what are we doing so close to you? We need to get you back to the med bay for scans." And so they scanned, and scanned and scanned and scanned. Nothing. He was safe, somehow. Kathy fell asleep at her computer table. Night Shadow pulled a blanket over her shoulders. "I think I'll call it a night as well, or a day, whatever it is out there." Adam looked sleepy as well. He moved to his bedroom nearby and pretended to prepare for sleep. And then he snuck through several doors and sprinted as fast as he could up the garage driveway and out of sight.